Right now, at this very moment, a severe weather system is building across the United States that forecasters are calling one of the most dangerous multi-day outbreaks of the entire year. And here is the number that should stop you cold. Over 7 million Americans are sitting directly in the path of an enhanced risk zone. 7 million people, and most of them have no idea what is about to hit them. Before this video is over, you are going to get a precise hour-by-hour breakdown of when this storm arrives in your city, when it peaks, and when it finally clears. We are covering more than 270 cities and towns across the United States. So drop your city in the comments right now and we will make sure you get the specific timing you need. But first, here is the question that every single meteorologist is asking today. Is Friday, March 6th going to be a tornado outbreak? Stay with me because the answer comes at the 3-minute and 20-second mark, and it is not what you expect. Let us start with what happened yesterday because that was not the storm. That was just the warm-up. A violent convective system tore through Indianapolis and Springfield, dropping quarter-sized hail on both cities simultaneously. At the exact same time, 1/3 of an inch of ice glazed the Appalachians from Pennsylvania down through Virginia, forcing more than 1,000 school closures in a single morning. More than 1,000. And still, that was just the appetizer. The main course is here. And it is arriving in 3 waves. Wave 1 is Thursday, March 5th. This is happening right now. A dry line is sharpening across the Texas and Oklahoma panhandle as you watch this video. Warm, moist Gulf air is slamming into bone-dry desert air, creating what forecasters call a razor-sharp boundary. When that happens, supercell thunderstorms do not slowly build, they explode. Here is your timing for Thursday. Storms begin firing near Amarillo, Texas around 5 in the afternoon Central Time. By 6 in the evening Central Time, those storms are fully organized supercells tracking northeast toward the Interstate 35 corridor. Cities on the front line Thursday afternoon and evening include Amarillo, Texas, Lubbock, Texas, Liberal, Kansas, Dodge City, Kansas, and Wichita, Kansas. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a level 2 out of 5 severe weather risk for this corridor with a 5% hatched tornado probability. That hatched zone means the tornadoes that do form could be significant, large, long track, the kind that do not give you much time. By Thursday night, roughly 9 to 11 in the evening Central Time, the storm character changes. Isolated supercells begin merging into a squall line. The tornado threat transitions into a straight line, damaging wind threat with gusts capable of reaching 60 to 70 miles per hour. That line pushes northeast through Oklahoma City, through Tulsa, and into southern Kansas before midnight. Flash flooding begins developing across Iowa and Missouri in the early morning hours of Friday. Cities on alert. Thursday night through Friday morning include Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Enid, Oklahoma, Ponca City, Oklahoma, Bartlesville, Oklahoma, Joplin, Missouri, Springfield, Missouri, Wichita Falls, Texas, Abilene, Texas, San Angelo, Texas, and Lawton, Oklahoma. Now here is the part you need to stay for, because what happens Friday changes everything. Wave 2 arrives Friday, March 6th. This is the peak. This is the day forecasters have been watching with growing alarm all week. And here is the twist that most people do not realize. Friday does not start with severe weather. Friday morning actually brings a brief window of quiet. Overnight storms will have spread a layer of clouds and rain across the Midwest through the morning hours. That cloud cover keeps the atmosphere from heating up. Things look almost normal at 9 in the morning. At 10 in the morning, things still look manageable. But here is the trap. By noon, that cloud cover breaks. The sun comes out. And when the sun hits that warm, moisture-soaked air mass sitting over the plains, the atmosphere does not slowly warm. It detonates. Temperatures surge into the upper 60s and low 70s across Missouri, Kansas, and Illinois on Friday afternoon. Dew points climb into the 50s and low 60s. That combination of heat, moisture, and wind shear creates what meteorologists call a deeply unstable atmosphere. The fuel for catastrophic thunderstorms is fully loaded by 2 in the afternoon. Here is your precise Friday timing. 2 to 4 in the afternoon Central Time, supercells begin exploding along the dry line from Hutchinson, Kansas, southward through Ponca City, Oklahoma. If you are in Hutchinson, Salina, Emporia, or Chanute, Kansas, this is your first warning window. 4 to 6 in the evening Central Time, the storm becomes a regional emergency. The enhanced risk zone spans from Dallas, Texas, all the way north to Chicago, Illinois. Cities in the direct crosshairs during this window include Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas, Overland Park, Kansas, Olathe, Kansas, Wichita, Kansas, Topeka, Kansas, Lawrence, Kansas, Salina, Kansas, Hutchinson, Kansas, Emporia, Kansas, Joplin, Missouri, Springfield, Missouri, Columbia, Missouri, Jefferson City, Missouri, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Bartlesville, Oklahoma, Muskogee, Oklahoma, Tahlequah, Oklahoma, Fort Smith, Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, Rogers, Arkansas, and Bentonville, Arkansas. 6 to 9 in the evening Central Time, individual supercells begin combining into a massive squall line. This is the moment the threat shifts from isolated tornadoes to a wall of destruction. Damaging winds exceeding 60 miles per hour will be the primary hazard, but the tornado threat does not disappear. Embedded supercells within the line and cells popping up ahead of it will still carry tornado potential. Cities in the path during the evening hours include St. Louis, Missouri, O'Fallon, Missouri, St. Charles, Missouri, Belleville, Illinois, Decatur, Illinois, Springfield, Illinois, Peoria, Illinois, Champaign, Illinois, Bloomington, Illinois, Joliet, Illinois, Rockford, Illinois, Gary, Indiana, Hammond, Indiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, Lafayette, Indiana, Terre Haute, Indiana, Evansville, Indiana, and Louisville, Kentucky. 9 in the evening through 2 in the morning Saturday Central Time, the squall line is a fully established wall of severe weather stretching from Lake Michigan all the way back through Oklahoma. Wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour will be widespread. Power outages across the mid-Mississippi River Valley are likely. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Chicago, Illinois, Aurora, Illinois, Naperville, Illinois, Elgin, Illinois, and Kenosha, Wisconsin are all in the line of fire during the late-night hours. Meanwhile, back to the south, supercells will still be active in Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas after midnight. A nocturnal tornado threat continues for Oklahoma City, Norman, Lawton, Ardmore, Durant, Texarkana, Tyler, Texas, Longview, Texas, Nacogdoches, Texas, Shreveport, Louisiana, and Little Rock, Arkansas. Now here is the answer to the question I asked you at the start. Is Friday going to be a tornado outbreak? The ingredients are almost perfectly aligned. Deep Gulf moisture, a sharp dry line, wind shear increasing rapidly through the afternoon, a low-level jet strengthening after sunset. The Storm Prediction Center, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's own severe weather forecasting center, has already issued what is called a conditional intensity guidance for this event. That means even with uncertainty about storm coverage, the storms that do form have the potential to produce violent, long-track tornadoes. Machine learning forecast models at Colorado State University are showing the risk zone potentially expanding all the way from the Gulf Coast up into Michigan. 7 million people in the enhanced zone, tens of millions more in the broader risk area. If everything comes together just right on Friday, and conditions suggest it very well could, this has outbreak potential. The kind of Friday that gets remembered. Do not miss the next section, because what happens Saturday through Sunday catches almost everyone off guard. Wave 3 arrives Saturday morning, March 7th, and it does not stop until Sunday night. As the main squall line pushes east into the Ohio Valley and the Mid-South, it does not simply weaken and die. It regenerates. New convection fires up between Dallas and Memphis by Saturday morning, bringing more hail, more damaging winds, and more flash flooding. That line works its way through the Tennessee Valley, the Cumberland Plateau, and into the southern Appalachians throughout Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon cities at risk include Memphis, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, Clarksville, Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Huntsville, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, Tupelo, Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, Meridian, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana, Monroe, Louisiana, and Texarkana. Meanwhile, the Ohio Valley gets hit hard. Cincinnati, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, Toledo, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, Akron, Ohio, Canton, Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Wheeling, West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia, Huntington, West Virginia, Lexington, Kentucky, and Bowling Green, Kentucky all see squall line impacts throughout Saturday. By Saturday evening, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Virginia are getting hit. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Allentown, Pennsylvania, Reading, Pennsylvania, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, York, Pennsylvania, Erie, Pennsylvania, State College, Pennsylvania, and Richmond, Virginia are all in the path by late Saturday, Sunday, March 8th. Storms push into Florida and along the Gulf Coast states. Tampa, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, Gainesville, Florida, Tallahassee, Florida, Pensacola, Florida, Mobile, Alabama, and Biloxi, Mississippi will all see heavy rainfall by Sunday. Florida is in severe drought right now, so this rainfall, while not severe in nature, will be genuinely welcome. Now here is the flooding number that should concern every homeowner in the affected zone. Some areas of southeast Oklahoma, western Arkansas, and northeast Texas are looking at up to 10 inches of rain over the next 7 days. 10 inches. The Ohio River Valley and Missouri River Valley could see 3 to 4 inches on top of already saturated ground. If you live anywhere from eastern Texas through Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and into Ohio, watch your creeks and streams very closely over the next 72 hours. A flooded road takes only 6 inches of moving water to sweep a vehicle off its surface. Never drive through standing water on a roadway, ever. Here is your complete severe weather survival checklist for the next 72 hours. Have multiple ways to receive weather alerts. Your cell phone wireless emergency alerts should be turned on. A National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration weather radio with fresh batteries is highly recommended. Download a trusted weather app with push notifications. Know your safe room in advance. Interior rooms on the lowest floor, away from windows. If you hear a tornado warning, do not wait to see the tornado. Move to shelter immediately. Have flashlights and extra batteries ready. Power outages will be widespread Friday night, especially across the mid-Mississippi River Valley and Great Lakes regions. Now let us talk about what happens next week, because there is a second major storm system building that the Storm Prediction Center is already watching 7 days out. A cutoff low-pressure system off the coast of California is expected to interact with the polar jet stream around Tuesday and Wednesday, March 10th and 11th. A new low-pressure system will develop across the Central Plains and track northeast through the Midwest and Ohio Valley, and the areas that get hit hardest Friday are going to be hit again. The Storm Prediction Center has already issued a Day 7 severe weather outlook covering much of Wichita, Kansas, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Little Rock, Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, Fort Smith, Arkansas, and Jefferson City, Missouri. Machine learning models are already expanding that risk north into Michigan and south to the Gulf Coast. But here is the plot twist in the long range that actually brings some good news. After that second storm, a significant pattern change is expected to begin around mid-March. The warm air feeding these storm systems from the Gulf gets cut off. Cold air pushes south from Canada. The western United States builds a ridge of high pressure. The severe weather machine shuts down, at least for a while. Temperatures will drop back to winter-like levels across the northern plains, the upper Midwest, and New England. Significant snowfall becomes possible across South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and upstate New York. So here is where we stand. Thursday brings the first wave. Tornado threat across the Texas and Oklahoma Panhandle, severe weather from Iowa to western Texas. Friday brings the peak, 7 million people in the enhanced risk zone. A potential tornado outbreak from Dallas to Chicago, the most dangerous weather day of the year so far. Saturday and Sunday, the system stretches from the Ohio Valley to the Gulf Coast, finally weakening as it reaches Florida. Next week, a second system takes aim at the exact same areas. If you live anywhere from Texas to Michigan, from Kansas to Kentucky, this is your 72-hour warning. Go to the comments right now and tell us your city and state. We are monitoring conditions around the clock and will reply with your specific storm timing. Be prepared, not scared. Stay with us because the next update is coming very soon, and there are developments on the Tuesday storm system that you absolutely need to know about. That update drops in the next video. Make sure your notifications are on